Yo, 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 what's going on? I'm OMGT,
And I'm Jordan.
and we are the Billionaire Book Club, okay?
Billionaire Book Club. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's run it up, season 2. So last week, we read a pretty interesting book from Eckhart Tolle, Stillness Speaks. And, we were talking about surrendering. We were talking about, a little bit of spirituality and just having a still life. So we're going to talk about peace today. How important is peace? How is it vital with everything going on? We both are young entrepreneurs trying to make something of ourselves. And we're going to take it from there. That sound good?
It sounds good.
So I'm going to start first. I've had a life where really it wasn't too peaceful in the beginning. Like my parents, it had nothing to do with my parents, but I just always felt like it was just chaos and noise. And for me, that's been like one of my lifelong journeys, is just trying to create a peaceful environment for myself, an environment where I can be still and really think. So I want to start off and ask you, like, have you had a chaotic environment, would you say, or I should say a chaotic mind at one particular time that you had to go on this journey to find peace?
Like my current journey,
Your lifelong journey.
my lifelong journey, have I have a chaotic mind to find peace? I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're at a time right now where everyone is just like searching for peace. I don't know.
Have you all okay, so have you always been a peaceful person?
What is peace to you?
That's a great question. Peace is just someone who's able to exhale and not have as many as that's a great question. Like exhale, and you don't have to work. It's like a life of okay. So I think that peace may be the opposite of worrying. That's how I would describe it, because you can't have neither one. You can't have both in an existing matter. So I can't be stressed worrying about something and be at peace at the same time, nor can I be peaceful and be worried about things. So maybe just a journey of handling stresses, handling your environment to your best ability, being able to exhale and be okay at the end. Yeah, that makes sense to you?
Yeah, I guess your definition makes sense. I don't know.
What's
I
peace
don't.
to you?
What is peace to me? I don't know. It's something like inner. It's like, okay, so I feel like this moment right now is the most peaceful I've ever been. So I feel like we would have to break that up into so many different ways. But I honestly want to say, because I was thinking this to myself yesterday. I honestly think it's because I cut all the ties with people who I felt like were kind of subconsciously giving me negativity and what we would call it being hated on, or like giving hate. I feel like I cut everybody off. Like I had a close friend who I don't know, but it was like some type of animosity. I could just feel it. Like it wasn't that they necessarily were expressed. Actually, they would throw little false, like yeah, they would throw little false shades. And it's like it's not like a one-time thing. It's every time I see them in person, they gotta get one in. It's like things like that. This is the first time I cut a bunch of people off. Also, this is the first time ever in my life that I'm not talking to any exes. And honestly, I feel like the exes, I just feel like because I was holding on to old relationships and old ties. I used to talk to exes. They used to be my best friends, all my exes, and I cut. Every single month, I don't talk to not one ex. And I feel completely at peace. And I really feel like that's it. Because I don't know what else. I mean, I've always read, I've always meditated. I do eat healthier now, but honestly, I feel like that was it. I feel like I cut negative energy ties, and I feel great.
And you know what? That's funny, because it's like people don't look at their environment as a role in their own situation. Like we control who around us, but I don't feel like that's normally like what people ponder too. I've always been, and you guys, my closest friend, this may seem a little harsh, but I've always been the type to like, if you're not gonna help me grow, if we're not gonna better each other, you gotta go. It'll be friends from a long time, friends from for years, childhood friends that maybe not necessarily did anything to me personally, but they're not doing nothing with themselves, and that's still energy. Like we always hear the quote: "The five people you around, you the average of the people you hang around." So I always took that very important. And I always just wanted to be around an energetic crowd. And I don't know, I understand though what you're saying about like removing that energy. Cause even if you're in a stressful environment, it's hard to become peaceful in those environments. Like you can meditate, you can go to the gym, you can eat right, like you said, you can do all the right things. But if your environment still plays a major factor in your stress, it's only so much you can do until it's like, okay, now I have to go outside of me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I feel like people do hold on to that though. So I don't know. How would you explain like? Because I feel like you are who you attract, but I also feel like you and I are kind of like above our age. Like our mind is above our age. So it's very hard. I feel like, at least for me, it's hard for me to find people around my age who are on my vibrational level. Like, do you feel the same? Because then it's like, dang, I gotta cut everybody off.
Yeah, that's funny because I literally always felt that, and people around me would tell you that. And there's no offense to anybody, but you just got to realize, regardless of the love I have for you, and where we may stand, how long we've been friends, there's certain roads that we're on. We actually read a book on this, about different lanes, and what I had to understand is, or what I started to do is just accept my friends at the lanes they were in. Okay, this is the lane you're in. This is not my lane. This is the slow lane. I'm over here in the fast lane. And a lot of people get offended by that. It's like, oh, you're not loyal, or we've been friends for this years. I never did anything to you, but holding on to that stagnant energy, that energy that I'm okay, I'm content with my life, will affect you. It will affect you. Like I said, I love people, and there's people that I love that I don't talk to as much anymore because I just, like they never did nothing to me. But if you're not pushing me, if I can be around you and the conversation isn't stimulating, and it doesn't have to always be stimulating, but it's like it's most of the times not, then you have to go because I have to do that for me. I feel like letting go is a part of self-care. And now that I care about myself, and I show that I can't just hold on. Like I'm okay with cutting people off. I can't just hold on. And I feel vice versa. If I'm stagnant to you, if I'm not pushing you, if I'm negative, if I'm not genuine in your life, cut me the hell off. I don't deserve to be there. That's how I keep the same rules for myself, what I do with everybody else.
Bruh. And I feel like that's how people don't think about it. Like, I feel like sometimes people will get offended at like what you say, like when you're trying to maybe push them to be better, or like what you said, cutting people off. But I agree. If you think I'm not doing my job as a friend, let me know. But
Right.
I feel like people don't think that way. But I think it should be that way. Like I feel that way. If you feel like I'm not doing something as a friend that you would like me to do, you need to let me know. Don't let it be silent beef. Don't let it be secret beef. Like,
Right. And if I'm around you and I make you feel bad about yourself, you need to cut me go, let me go as well. Cut me off. Like, because I can't see, and that's the thing about being around people and your friends is that, okay, I don't never worry about people having ulterior motives, but I am a person who I feel like is I'm very sensitive to people's energy. I'm always reading the room, reading body language. I'm always just trying to get a feel for my environment, my current environment. So if I feel like it's some shade or I'm accomplishing things and you're not happy for me, regardless of if things is going okay in your life or you at where you need to be, I feel like if you're around me and you're a great friend, you need to be genuine with me. And that's another thing. It's so many people that have silent haters around them, or people with animosity, or people don't like your success. And it's like this not given to me. I work for everything I have. I wasn't fortunate enough to be brought in a millionaire home. I was fortunate enough with the parents I have. I love my parents. I have to give them credit, but a lot of the work I'm doing, like reading, nobody read for me. We read these books, you know. Nobody get up early in the morning just to go meditate. We do that. So I don't I'm okay with cutting people off, but and I agree with you. Like it should be like that. We need to have an awareness of okay, I need to let this person go, regardless of how long I've been with this person or how long this person been in my corner.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. So like kind of my mindset of what you just said is like, how can I hate on you if you're working harder than me? And that's true because
Yes.
I feel like I do feel like people you were kind of saying like people will get mad at you for your success, but it's like I work for this. That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't understand that mindset at all. Like we can all I feel like yeah, we do start at different levels. Like some people might have a little bit of stairs ahead of you, but like if you're not putting in the same work as me, how can you be mad at me?
And how can you be around somebody if people, the literally my mentors, the people who are around my age is doing better than me, just people who I'm looking to that I feel like, damn, you working. I'm inspired by that. Like I use that. It's the same energy. I feel like in negative ways. You can use that energy to hate on them. Like, damn, like this person got this car. This person live here. This person, or I can use that same energy and be inspired by it. Like, damn, this I need to go harder. Or looking at damn, look at that physique. I need to go to the gym. I need to cut back a couple calories. Like it's I'm using the same energy that maybe used towards me, or maybe even in the past when I wasn't my best self. And I hated on people. I'm using that same energy because it's the excitement around somebody, and I'm flipping it towards inspiration. Like I love you. Thank you for being around me because your success is pushing me to make my success, like to make me more successful.
Yeah, exactly. And not only just motivation, it's like, oh, you're showing me this is possible.
Yes,
Like right. So
yes.
like we see people doing what Turo, Airbnb, real estate, and for me personally, stocks. Like I'm telling you, for the longest, I didn't know if I could believe the people on the screen telling me. But it's like every time I do see someone, it does give me a little bit more hope that I can do it. And I finally am getting to the point where it's like, okay, cool, I'm getting pretty good at this. And then another thing that you kind of said, I forgot exactly what you said, but I like I was posting like my wins, my stock market wins, kind of because I eventually want to do a course, so I know I have to show people I'm winning, or people are just gonna be like, "Why? I'm not buying this course. Where's your winnings?" So I've been posting a little bit, but at the same time, I texted my friend. I said, "Am I bragging? Like I feel like I'm bragging when I post this," and she said, if the people who think you're bragging, this it's not meant for them. Period.
Mm.
And you gonna lose those. You might lose those followers. Oh well. You gonna gain the ones who find you that find your post as motivation or find as inspiration. So I'm like, you're right. The people who are hating on my winnings for trading, it's not meant for them. So and then they losing out. And I feel like it's another crazy thing. I don't know too many people who want to do stocks, but I know a couple people they watch my stories of like me winning like 400, 500, 600 in a day. None of them have asked me to sit down and teach them. I think that's so weird. So like, if I really hope that, like, to be honest, I feel like one person is giving me animosity. It's like, why are you giving me animosity when you could literally be like, hey, can you
Right.
teach me how to do this? I feel like that's this crazy. Like, there's people who have access to me right now because honestly, they're not gonna have access to me forever. Like,
Right.
eventually, I'm gonna have to be around people who can elevate me. But as of now, I have the opportunity to elevate a lot of people, and nobody has been like, "Hey, can you sit down and teach me this?"
Right. Right. That's funny because I was talking to my cousin the other day. And he was talking about what you do. I'm like, you need to. I think he followed you the other day, but I'm like, you need to follow her because she posts game on her page. I'm not. I'm never gonna be. I'm never gonna try to be the expert at something I don't know, and that's a thing that I'm okay with, right? So I'm not the person for stocks, but I know somebody who is, and I can direct you towards that. But like you said, why hate when you're right next to me and you can be doing the same thing? That's why I don't understand the animosity and the energy when people are not really sincerely happy for you. It's like if you apply the same, it's a recipe. So if you put this in, this in, this in, you're gonna get this. If you missing an ingredient, it will not be the same thing. It's like when people try to make, let's say, for example, red velvet cake. You get the same exact ingredients that you put in to get the same exact cake. I feel like life is the same. So it's different recipes that you got to be into in order to get a certain output. And that's okay. But like you said though, it's very important for us to be mindful of who we are around because that's a part of your piece. What is my environment? What are you giving? I look at all my relationship as mutual benefits. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be the person that I'm not trying to be the person that steal the shine, but I'm not trying to be the person that
Hey, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
okay.
I wish, man, I hate when I need a quote or a stat when we're talking on the podcast and I don't know the exact stat or quote. But there's a quote. Is it and it's in the movie Coach Carter. The mixed kid with the curly hair. When Coach Carter kept saying, "What is your greatest fear?" Coach Carter kept asking him, and he finally read the poem, and it said, "Our greatest fear is that we're inadequate and we're afraid to shine our light, or we can't dim our light to we can't. What is it? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The audience know what I'm talking about. Like you can't dim your light so others feel comfortable around you. So when you say like I don't feel like I should shine around my friends, when you say I don't feel like you should shine around your friends, like should you feel that way? Should you dim your light? I don't think so. Because okay, so I'm gonna tell you, I used to not want to tell people that I was an engineer. I'm not gonna tell what company because I really don't want to say. But I work at a Fortune 500. I'm an engineer at a Fortune 500, and I would be afraid to tell people that because I feel like I'm like I don't know. I would be afraid to tell people that I'm an engineer because I feel like that's high status, and I don't know. It just kind of made me feel awkward. But it's like, why am I dimming my light? I should be like, hey, I'm an engineer at the Fortune 500. Why am I screaming it to the world,
Right. But you know what? And it's funny that you say that because there's been a couple of times where I've let people know like, yeah, yeah, she an engineer. She an engineer. It's like it becomes this status symbol. But I definitely agree with you. Like I can't dim my light so that you can exist, and you don't want me to. I don't want if you naturally shine and I stand beside you, I'm worried about my own light. I'm I'm not worried about your light, not in the sense of me hating on you. I'm not gonna do that. It's we need to understand that I might not be the brightest in the room, but sometimes we haven't earned the right to be the brightest. And I think that's where people get tripped off. It's a lot of people who really just want to work for nothing. And like I said, when you working on yourself, when you dealing with situations where damn, if this was me a year ago, I would have flipped. I know I see the work, I see the progress. I'm working on my businesses. I'm working on my podcast. I'm still maintaining the job. I'm doing all of these different things and I'm seeing the results. So I also feel like this, right? And let me know if you feel this way. When you're honestly putting in the work, if you put in the work at home, in the gym, and you see other people doing the same thing, there's an automatic level of respect that you have for that person. So it's like, of course, there's always going to be snakes. There's always going to be people hating on you. It's just people who don't want other people to shine. But I feel like more so I've been getting or trying to get in these circles where people are nothing but putting their foot on the gas. And they're like, damn, I see what you're doing. And I'm getting respect. Whereas people who don't do nothing, I feel like want the same respect of people who do something, but you have nothing to show for what you've been doing. Do that make sense?
I I don't know. Do people want the same respect? I don't know. I I
Because I feel like, but okay, so I say that because I feel like in order to, and this is just an opinion, but in order for me to be mad or jealous at somebody, I'm envious at what they're doing. I'm envious at them shining. I want that shine. But I can't get that shine because I haven't been doing what they're doing. They're naturally shining. They're walking in the room, and people know that's somebody that's dependable. That's somebody who I can trust. That's somebody who I can work easy with. That's somebody who working on all these different businesses. That's somebody who's disciplined. That's somebody who's staying in the gym. I can't, no matter how hard I hate on them, I can't take away the fact that they're actually doing the stuff that make them shine. So, but when you get people who just upset or mad and they're not doing the same things, it's like I want to shine, but the reason why people shine is because it's a certain respect about them. That's why I feel like when you are shining, and sometimes it may be false, but we're not talking about the false case. I'm talking about people who shine because they naturally put in the work. It's people who envious of that and they want to be in that position, but they're shining because they get in that certain respect. They getting that respect. People, you walk in the room and people are like, oh, there go Jordan. You know Jordan, the engineer, right? Can't nobody take away the fact that you're an engineer because you worked hard for that. You got that degree. You did those study sessions. You were in the class. You know, no one can take that away from you. But people may want to be you. People may want the same respect that you have, but they ain't putting the same work.
Okay, I'll say this. I'll say this. I'm gonna speak for me because I'm a human. I've been jealous.
Mhm.
But for me, it's not okay. So the people who are working harder than me and have results greater than me, I look to them as motivation. I look to them as inspiration. I love following people like that. It actually like makes me happy when I follow people doing better than me. I'm like, okay, if I put in the work that they get, I should get the same result. I get jealous when I put in the same work and I don't get the result. And I've had this experience a couple times in my life because I truly believe, no shade to anybody in my life. If you feel like you work harder than me, okay, we don't have to debate. Like we believe our different beliefs, but I believe that I'm one of the hardest working people I know on a like personally. Out of my friends, out of my family, etc. I believe I'm one of the hard. I'm like top 3 at least. And so when I see someone who I'm working maybe even harder than, or they're working the same as me, or I'm even working harder than them, and their results, they're getting results that I'm not getting. I feel like I can feel like a certain way about that because it's like, why am I putting in all this work and I cannot see it? But this person over here is doing it and they're seeing all the results. So for me, like that's when I can feel some type of way.
Okay, so I see your point. But when I was making my point, I was talking about people who don't put in the work.
Mm.
So it's a difference. I feel like it's a difference when you putting in this work. And hell yeah, you're not receipt like you feel like okay, I'm not. Where's the benefit at? Like I've been doing this consistently, day by day, and this person doing it too, and they feel like this is different. Although everybody had their own time, and that's kind of how I look about it. But I'm speaking on people who don't put the work in, because there's a lot of people, like you said, if you top 3 people in your life, if you feel like you're the hardest working person or top 3 people in your life, then that means a lot of people ain't working harder than you. So a lot of people in your life that may be hating on you may not be putting in the same work, especially if you top 3, they not putting in that amount of work. So they can't. But by you putting in the work, see, this is the thing. Results is somewhat equivalent to respect. Because, like I said, when you get results, that's something people cannot take away from you. People can take a lot of things away from you, but they cannot take away the real results that you get from your hard work. So, in my experience, I've always seen people like you not working as hard as me. What are you upset for? You can pick up. It is nothing. Let me take that back. Maybe it takes a little effort to read a book, but I feel like a lot of my knowledge and just, my personality and just my conversations, a lot of it has come from being a seasoned reader. Like I was the one of the people who felt like, and this is no offense, but I didn't learn that much in school. Like I learned in school, I learned a lot of valuable lessons, but as far as in what teachers were teaching me, a lot of that stuff, I say 80% plus, I don't take with me to this day. But reading conversations, understanding how to work with people, understanding how to forgive, understanding how to have respectful disagreements, all that stuff play a major role in life now because I'm always disagreeing with people. People disagree that reading do anything. I've had people tell me, books don't mean nothing. And you talking to somebody who transformed and transformed their life from reading and applying stuff I've learned in books. So you're not talking to the right person when you say that. But at the end of the day, I just feel like it's a respect that people get when they shine. If you're shining, people respect you in some form.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree. And I feel like that just comes with it's an understood thing that you're working hard, so you're gonna get respect. It's kind of like the thing like me and you, when I had in one of the episodes, I asked you like, don't you think your partner, maybe not only for your money, but don't you think your partner should want you for your money? Like that should be a part of the reason they like you. Because some people are like being like, I don't want them for them. Like that should be a part of the reason you like me. Why? I have money because I worked hard. Like that shows I work hard. That shows I'm consistent. That shows I have commitment. Like, so I feel like that's where you like I can't understand like people who have a certain status or do a certain thing get respect because it just shows like they work hard. They're consistent. Like it's just a respect thing. Like, so yeah, I see that. But also, wait, you touched on something about everybody has their time. Like, I want to talk about that too. Like, everybody has their time, and I agree 100%. Because when I was telling you about how like sometimes I can feel some type of way about if I'm working hard and I don't see it, it's because it's just not my time yet. It's because I haven't learned the lessons I needed to. Yeah, yeah. I haven't learned them lessons yet, but once I do, once the Most High realizes, okay, she ready to step in that role, it's gonna blow. And I think we there, me and you there, because look, we blew up. Like we blew up. So when we first started the podcast, I was like, Mr. Beast was talking about, when he only had 10 subscribers, he was like, yeah, like I love this 10. And it took him, he was talking about it took him years, and it took like a year to get 10. I think the fact that we just blew up out of nowhere, like y'all, we got 200 followers in like 2 weeks. We got like 500,000 views in like 2 weeks. So we literally skyrocketed. I really think like it was just our time. It was our time to step into like the calling.
And you know what? I love that was a fucking gem. That was a gem, because I believe that obstacles are those testing points. When you at that when we talked about this in another book, when you're at this peak, what you say, outwitting the devil, when it says usually like 3 times you try something, then people just stop it. But
oh yeah,
even if it's not necessarily 3, I feel like people always get to this point where they just like, is this worth it? Am I supposed to be doing this? Like I'm working and I'm not seeing what I want to see. And sometimes like it ain't about what you want to see, it's about what you need to see. It's honestly, so that's why I love that so much, because it's been times where I'm sitting there and it's a specific goal I'm not accomplishing, but I'm asking, like I'm going deep within myself. I'm talking to the universe, and I'm asking them like, what is it that I need to see? What is it that I need to do? What am I missing here? I always ask, what am I missing here? What am I missing here? And somehow, some way, always come together. But if it fall apart, then I know something better is coming. So I love that, because you have to have this positive. That's a part of peace, being positive and just like surrender, letting stuff go, accept it, not knowing. These are all concepts that we just learned from the book, but that's real life, because you will be in these situations where you working hard and you just don't understand why things not happening. Why isn't this how I thought it would go? And it ain't gonna always go how we think it's gonna go. It's gonna go how it needs to go for us to grow. That's a bar, but
bruh, this is why me and you on a shared consciousness. I was literally about to say, and then that ties into peace, and then you said it came out your mouth, bro.
That's
shared
crazy.
Consciousness right there.
That's crazy.
But that's facts. Like we can wrap it up right there. Like that's facts. When it's your time, you gonna fly. But until then, you gotta wait and you gotta be patient. You gotta be at peace with not knowing when your time is coming, how your time is coming. That's it right there. Being at peace.
And then and to follow that, and also be at peace with Be at peace with being around people or knowing people who doing more than you, who are greater than you. That is something that we always want to be the greatest in the room. A lot of people be on Instagram showing money. Like people, I never got this concept, but when people buy something to prove that they have money, but they no longer have the money no more because you couldn't buy it like 3 or 4 times, so you really can't afford it. Be okay with being in a stage where I need my money to grow. Be okay with being in that stage like, okay, I don't have the hottest podcast in the room, or I don't have the hottest Instagram in the room, or I don't have the most followers. Be okay with that, because once you okay with that, instead of using that energy to be angry at someone, like I'm mad that this person is successful, I'm mad that this person got this, you can be like, well, what is this person doing? Should I get close to this person? Maybe this person could push me. Maybe this person will say, look, you need to get up and you need to work. So peace, positivity, letting things go, all of this is a huge bubble, and the more we tap into that and work on that, the better we are. So that's what I got for today, man.
Well, I'm messing with the message. We can just wrap it up with that.
So guys, leave a comment, like, subscribe, show the channel support. Let us know, how do you, what does peace mean to you? Did we have the definitions right? Do you feel like there's something we left out? Do you feel like it's something that in your own perspective that you want to share? Just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, don't forget to critique us, but be respectful. Don't be rude. Like, oh, these dummies.
Yeah.
Like, be respectful, but we definitely take critiques. We want to be the best we can be for ourselves and for y'all. So let us know.
Absolutely. And remember, if you leave a hate and mean comments, you're not at peace. All right, y'all. It's been a good episode. We'll see y'all later.
All right, peace.
Peace.